So let's break this down. Imagine that you live in a city, okay? There is one very long road, okay? There's a very, very long road that goes through the entire city, like this, right? And every day, cars are going down this track, all right? So we have a bunch of cars that are just going along, and they are just, this is essentially users that are wanting to go to websites, all right? Now, what the way this works is that um you're not really sure how big the city is, right? You're not really sure what else is there, but you have an idea of where you want to go. And you just keep on going down that street until eventually you see the sign on the side of the road to whatever building or website you want to go to. Let's say that this is FA, all right? So we have a sign right here that's FA. You would just turn left to go to the FA building. This is the FA building right here, okay? So imagine that we have like a little convenience store or something like that, whatever. Here's the door. And what you would do is that you would see, oh, I want to go to FA. And then this user would turn into the parking lot for FurAffinity. This is essentially how you would make requests to find a website. This is part of how DNS works. So these cars keep on going. Maybe this one's going to Google, this one right here. Maybe this one's going to Google. Maybe this one's going to FA. Let's say this last one's going to Yahoo or something, right? So these guys keep on going. They're not gonna take a left, but the FurAffinity one will take a left, and they're gonna pull right on up into the parking lot for FurAffinity. And let's say this is the parking lot. We got some spaces right here that people could pull right on in and just park, right? So the next thing that ends up happening is that, once you actually see FA, you're just going to stop in FA and you know that that's where you want to be. So this guy keeps on going this way. And then this is that same car from earlier. And here it is parked in front of the building. And while it is at the building, it can explore all the various services at FA. Registration, commenting, looking at images, liking things, downloading things, et cetera, et cetera. The things that you would do at FurAffinity. This FA store could do it all. And that's great. Now, this is how FA was working before the hack. Now we're going to get to the hack. So we've already established that FA has a store, right? And a sign on the side of the road to know where people are supposed to go. So they see the sign, they just turn and they're good to go. What the hack is somebody went in and they were like, man, what would be really cool is if I just took this sign right here and then just stole it. Basically, this is what the hack did. It stole the sign for FA and ended up it going away. The website no longer works now. Nobody knows where to go to FA because what was the FA store is not actually, it doesn't have a sign in front, so nobody knows that they need to turn at the FA store. Now, some people will have some memory and they'll remember to turn there, but not everyone will remember, okay? Especially those that have booted up their phones or their applications or their computers after a long amount of time, or their router time to live ended up expiring. When they can't find that sign, they're going to keep on going down that street until they find a place that has that sign. Now, what the hacker did is that they took this FA sign and they moved it down the road. They moved it up here. And this sign up here now points to a completely different website. Now, if you were here for the first time the hack ended up going through, they put it at FA Store, which is a different website altogether. So they put it over at the FA Store. And let me go grab that real quick. This is the FA Store. It's going to be a little hut, like Pizza Hut. Imagine it as Pizza Hut, So here's Pizza Hut, essentially. And this is the FA Store. And they said, okay, go right here. This is now where FurAffinity lives. And some people ended up turning there into the FA Store, and that was all fine and good. Now, the key point to remember is that while the FA Store, or while FurAffinity proper does not have a sign in front of it, the store is just fine. Or our little shop here, the actual FA website, so this is FA Web, this right here still exists. But nobody is stopping at it because there's no sign out in front of the road that says, this is where FA is. Now, what happened is that the tech team that runs, or the store employees of the FurAffinity web, saw that, something's going wrong. And they immediately invalidated all of people's loyalty cards, essentially your logins. They immediately invalidated all of the logins, which means that if you were logged into FA, you're no longer logged into FA again. The next time that you went to the website, it would say, hey, you're not logged in. You got to log in. Even if you do have cookies right now for FurAffinity, you couldn't get past the main door, right? And the next thing they did is they locked down, they put a giant X on the door. This means that if anyone were to try to get into the door, they can't. And as long as it stays that way, FurAffinity is now isolated on the internet. The only way to get to it is if you know the exact IP address of the house. And you would only know that if you had cached the result before the hackers started moving the sign around town. Now, later on, they did move the sign. They ended up taking the sign and they moved it over to a form that is popular for trolling. And we all know what that sign is. So let's say that we moved it here. Now this is no longer the shop. We're going to call this the troll hut. So we're just going to put something here that says troll. So this is now the troll website. So they put it over here too. Now, remember, FA is locked down here. The only thing that you don't have access to right now is the ability to go to the FA website. That's because the troll didn't get to the application layer. They couldn't get into the store, so they just stole the sign and started running around town with the sign, being like, FurAffinity's over here, guys! Come on over here! This is where it is! Yeah! In reality, that's not where it was. So, the important thing to notice here is that no one has broken into the actual store, right? Nothing was stolen because all the employees locked the doors, and everyone's loyalty cards were marked to be replaced. That means the next time you go in there and you were to check out or whatever, do some transactions within the FurAffinity store here. I realized that I probably should have changed the initial thing of where they pointed it from store to shop, but whatever, it doesn't matter. We're still in this, little story, I guess. I just immediately forgot what the word was. But as long as that FA web store was not able to be accessed, nobody could get in. Now, the FA tech team did an amazing job because once they noticed that there was a problem, they immediately locked down the website. And because of that, all of your stuff on FurAffinity is completely safe because the guy that hacked it couldn't log in to the website. Now, because he couldn't log into the website, all he could do was just move that sign around town to different stores and basically say, hey guys, it's over here now, or hey guys, it's over here now, or oh, it's over there, or over down here, or anywhere else. He couldn't actually do anything because he was locked out of the site as well. And now FurAffinity has been able to go ahead and grab the sign from before and has been able to move it back down to FurAffinity itself. And if you go to the FurAffinity website right now, you will see that FA is currently offline. It will return shortly. And I can confirm FurAffinity does have this account. And I can confirm that before they even made an announcement. How could you do that? Because of how DNS works. That little analogy that I told you earlier is how DNS works. That FA sign is essentially the DNS information to how to get to a website. And all the hacker ended up doing was just taking the sign and moving it down the road. That's all he did. He couldn't get into the website. He couldn't delete anyone. He couldn't steal your passwords. He couldn't do anything because the tech team shut down everything fast enough. So, and the other important thing is that the guy was also not very smart and he could have done more dangerous things, but luckily, thanks to, again, the tech team, he couldn't. And we're going to break that down a little bit further. But that is the very, very, very high level of how this entire hack pulled out.